We knew that OnePlus was just about to fully unveil OxygenOS 15, as Oppo had just fully unveiled ColorOS 15, and they do indeed, as I speculated about a week and a half ago, have a ton in common. They actually published a full launch video, and it's kind of a little bit long. So what I've done is I have gone through it and I have pulled a bunch of screenshots, if I can speak correctly. I'm going to go through the biggest details from that video. I will put the video itself in the description down below, so if you want to just watch the whole thing, you can do that. But I'm going to give you the most important bits. So they start off by talking about how OxygenOS 15 is just going to be much, much smoother than it was before. And one of the ways that they're doing this is with new animations, but also with something called parallel processing. As you can see in this rather annoying video here. I'm sure you've seen these videos. They drive me crazy. But what they're illustrating here is that when you tap one thing and that animation begins, and then you tap another thing, that animation does not get interrupted for the other animation to sort of begin, if that makes any sense. And by doing this, things are smoother than they were before. And they do actually show it, cut it off there. They showed a Samsung phone and how it looks a lot less smooth. So if you care about that kind of stuff, if you're one of these people who sit there doing this thing with your phone, you're going to absolutely love OxygenOS 15. They also said that they have removed as many redundant things and redundant features as they could, and that has actually reduced the footprint of OxygenOS by over 20%. So OxygenOS 15 is 20% smaller than 14, so that gives you more free space back on your device. One of my favorite features about the OnePlus Open was, of course, Open Canvas, the ability to have applications in split screen that actually go off the screen, so you can quickly switch between full screen-ish versions of applications, and they showed off that that is actually coming to slab-style phones. Now, I actually would love to know if this means that you're going to be able to use Open Canvas on the cover display of the OnePlus Open. That would be really, really cool, but it is coming to other devices. They show dragging and dropping files top and bottom. I think this actually makes a lot of sense on slab-style phones, because traditionally, when you split screen, you end up with just two little squares that aren't all that useful. But with this, one of those applications, both of those applications can extend off the screen and become more usable by doing that. They also talked about a feature called Share with iPhone. It almost sounded like they've kind of like hooked into AirDrop in some way. I almost expect Apple to try and block this. I don't know how useful this is going to be, but it is there. Now, there is also this thing called the shelf. It's kind of almost like a thing, like a list of widgets almost to the left of your launcher, and they have updated it to, if I'm being honest, look a lot more like an iPhone. So more iPhone-ish things going on here on this device. I'm actually wrong. It's not to the side of your launcher. I had forgotten. It's actually, if you swipe down, you can have your shelf. I'll kind of show you what that looks like now. So it's already kind of iPhone-ish, but they're updating it. They're making it look, a little bit different, and that's fine. Just like in ColorOS, though, we're getting a lot more customization stuff. I think that these lock screens actually look really, really good. Lots of nice little customization tweaks, and they've got this really cool feature where they took a photo of a dog. It does this like cutout thing inside the lock screen, and it's got these really nice smooth animations between the lock screen, the home screen, and the AOD. I think that this stuff looks really, really good. So I like the personalization aspect of this, how his ear is actually above the cutout. All of this looks really nice. We've got a big focus on AI, some stuff we've already seen, like the AI eraser. I've covered that in a dedicated video comparing it to Magic Editor. I will put that in the description down below if I remember to do that, but also things like AI Best Face. Now, this is not Best Take from Google, where it's fully changing the face, but it is changing their eyes, making them more open and kind of making them look more at the camera. So it's not quite as crazy as Best Take, but it is going to help a little bit. AI Unblur, which they actually do have a comparison before, after, and then another flagship phone's version of that, and they think that theirs looks better. I think that it actually does look quite good. They have an AI reflection eraser, so you're taking a photo through a window and there's a reflection. It'll try to get rid of that. Samsung has stuff like that. How about the ability to take a zoomed in shot and then enhance those details, like Zoom Enhance on Pixel phones. So they're grabbing a lot of these features that you have seen on other devices. What sounds to me like potentially Gemini Nano will let users do all sorts of fun things like cleaning up the things that they have written, polishing, continue writing, which is actually going to generate text. You can shorten stuff, elaborate on things. You can change the style of the things that you are writing. We've seen things like this before, but of course you can see they are integrating it here into OxygenOS 15. And you can see this is a voice recording. So very similar to the Pixel recorder. They've just sort of been stream of consciousness talking into their phone. And then they have had Gemini Nano, I'm assuming it's Gemini Nano, some LLM, go over this transcript and create an organized plan based on that. Speaking of features you've seen on other devices, Circle to Search is going to be on board as well, which is quite nice, but there's other stuff too. They're calling this intelligent search. So you're going to be able to do like local on-device searches through your files, and it'll use AI to find your files more appropriately with more natural language, but you're also going to be able to ask questions about those files. So they said, which month is the busiest for tourists? It found this PDF, it found the information, and it answered it and told you I answered it using this PDF file. That is very cool, and it kind of reminds me of what Apple is doing with Siri. Now, they did mention that they are going to be doing a closed beta with some limited AI features starting on October 30th for the OnePlus 12. That is it. On the same day, there will begin an open beta without the AI features, and then those AI features will roll out more broadly. If I go back and read what I wrote here on November, or at the end of November. Now, they did not really mention anything in terms of other compatible devices. I think we can assume kind of broadly what devices are going to be getting OxygenOS 15, but what features are where? Some of these AI features seem to be Gemini Nano. What devices can support it? I would assume OnePlus Open, which has a ton of RAM, is probably going to be just fine, but when is it going to roll out to devices like the Open? They did not say in this presentation at time of recording. I don't have that information. It'll probably come out as soon as I hit publish. Regardless, though, I think that they have improved the animations. It is apparently faster. It is apparently smoother. It is apparently smaller. It has a ton of new AI features. It has Circle to Search, which is a big one for me. So, guys, I think this looks like a really potentially great update for OnePlus phones. I mean, this is a lot of features and a lot of changes. So I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Does this seem like an exciting update to you, to me, comparing this to even like what Google just rolled out to Pixel phones? This seems like a much larger update than what Google or many other OEMs are doing. So I think I'm fairly impressed by this. But again, tell me what you think in those comments down below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content like this, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.